Okay, so you should be on page 103 now, and we're going to be looking at number 1. So the first thing that we're going to write down is going to be our steps, but before that, I do just want to label our numbers. So remember that this negative 12 divided by 4, the number being divided is our dividend. So let's go ahead and write that down. Let's label it as our dividend. And then this 4 is how many are going to be in each group, or each, in this case when we're working with the number line, I'm going to refer to it as jumps. So let's label this 4 as our divisor. Okay, and the number of jumps is going to be our quotient. So we're going to start off looking at our number line. I do notice that 0 is already labeled. So that's going to be, the first thing, but it's already labeled for you. So we don't need to do that. So I'm going to write down my steps. Step 1 is just going to be to label the dividend on the number line. Now what that looks like is I'm just going to put a dot where my dividend is. So I have my dividend is negative 12. So I'm going to find negative 12 on my number line, and I'm just going to put a little circle there. So now I have negative 12 labeled and I have 0 labeled, which is perfect because we want to know how many groups of 4 are in here, or how many jumps am I going to take that have 4 in each one to get to 0. And 0 is important because if you think about division, we want equal groups. So at the end, I want to have 0 left over, or a remainder of 0. So that's why 0 is labeled. So then my step 2 is we're always traveling towards 0. So travel towards 0. Okay, so we're going to be traveling 4. Now this 4 is positive, so that's going to come in handy at the end, is when we are looking at our answer. So 4, right? Now I'm going to start jumping. I'm going to call it jumping. So this is already labeled by 2s. I'm actually going to put my little tick marks by 1s just so we can see the number of ticks that we're doing, or the distance we're going in our jumps. So that's why I'm putting those little tick marks. So it's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So it's still 12. I'm just putting the 1s where they should be, because this was labeled by 2s. So what's going to happen is I'm going to be traveling towards 0. So step 3 is each jump is what I'm going to call it. Each jump will equal the divisor, and that just means we'll have a distance of the divisor. Let's put that. We'll have a distance of the divisor. So what that just means is that each jump is going to be traveling 4. So it's going to have a distance of 4. So because 4 is my divisor, right? We'll have a distance of the divisor. So looking at 4, I'm going to travel 4. I'm going to travel like 4 steps, or a distance of 4, and we're going towards 0. So 1, 2, 3, 4. So here's one jump. Okay, do we see that? There's one jump, and it had a distance of 4. So we want another distance of 4 because we're still not at 0. So we need to go 1, 2, 3, 4. So from here, now we're here, there's 2 jumps. Then I want another jump, right? We have to finish at 0. We want nothing left over. So 4 more, right? A distance of 4 more. 1, 2, 3, 4. So I had a total of 3 jumps, right? 1, 2, 3. 3 jumps. Now we're going to be looking at our answer. Now, so step 4 says since the divisor is positive, our answer sign is determined by the side, not sign, sorry. So side of the number line. Sorry about the lighting. So looking here, we are actually on what side of the number line are we on? We're on the negative side of the number line. So since I'm on the negative side of the number line, my answer needs to be negative. And since it's positive, that just means we're not changing it. So you're gonna see an example where the divisor is negative, and that's gonna change our answer. So because we're on the negative side of the number line, my answer is gonna be a negative number of jumps. So -3 is my final answer.